guys, how we doing? Live to Inspire podcast, episode 40. It is the 31st of December. So, as I alluded to in the last episode with Lam and Dean, my intention is to get one more episode out before the end of the year, and thus here we are. Now, this is one of those where I've alluded to previously about having a sort of premonition and thoughts during the middle of the night, and don't know why these ideas and thoughts come to me, but in the middle of the night, and I wrote this all down. My brain was going at about 3 a.m. And I guess, you know what, like, it's one of those where when we have adversity and challenges in our life, something that's helped me throughout the year, or I now, as people do, reflect at this time of year, over the year gone by. The challenges have seriously tested me, and there have been a few people that have stuck by me and supported me throughout, not only the year, or the years gone by, but through the really difficult times, and I'm sure those people know who they are. But looking back is it's important, just with regards to where you've come from to where you are now, and I think that's really, really important. It's something I really appreciate, and I would actively encourage you to do yourselves as well, to think, actually, I was in a bit of a shit place, this person pissed me off, or difficulties, work, relationships, whatever the situation is, and actually, where are you now? Do they still piss you off? Is it worth your mental energy? Those kind of things. So, in terms of this episode, I mean, I can't believe I've done 40 of them, really. I think I set out to do one a week, so I'm about 12 short of that, but you know what? We set targets. Let's be ambitious. I'll come back to that at the end, but what I wrote on the 16th of December, this is on my notes, at 3:08 in the morning, is to do with purpose, time, luck, and persistence. Now, apologies if I've spoken about this before, but I do feel it's quite poignant. So, here we go. I wrote down the following. When you feel like you have nothing left, what is the reason why you keep going? This is a really powerful question. I ask myself and I ask other people, and it descends from the book written by Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. And the question is, what is your why? So, when you feel like you've got nothing left, why do you keep going? Why? What is your why? And if you can answer that, that will provide some insight as to the purpose and meaning in your life. We're going straight in on the deep and meaningful stuff here. So with that, time is the most precious commodity that we have. Do not waste it. And I felt that more so having been back in the UK for the last couple of months. Not that I've been wasting time. I like to be quite proactive with things, but when there is little purpose, or you have little purpose in your lifetime, can be not used as productively as it can be, shall we say. So next point, don't waste time, which got me to thinking about the information and people surround ourselves with. I think it was Warren Buffett who said, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your wealth," or something along those lines. So, and I've just seen something by Dan Meredith, which was about at the end of the year, we are surrounded by the rectangular square? That's not even a phrase, is it? The rectangular block of sadness. That's what I meant to say. And I thought, what on earth is this guy talking about? Like, I like the guy a lot. He's got some interesting views and interesting points. He's talking about this thing, right? The rectangular block of sadness. What you expose yourself to, who you surround yourself with, can have a huge, huge impact on your life. if you surround yourself with negative people, guess what sort of emotions you're going to elicit? It's the same thing. So, what you expose yourself to on TV, radio, social media, YouTube, etc., becomes familiar and routine, and subconsciously a lifestyle. The reason that I mention this is when I went onto YouTube, this happens all the time. When I went onto YouTube the other day to watch something different, all that was on there were the things that I've already watched, or, that are very, very similar. Quite a lot of music I listen to just on the background. There's different playlists, etc. But it's always there, and that's again how the social media works, as we know. In terms of algorithms, etc. So to move on, when I was thinking about time and purpose, why do people do what they do, or why do you do what you do? You know the answer to that. Maybe you really like your job. I actually had coffee with someone not too long ago. They said to me that they wanted to do a job that had, I don't know if purpose is the right word, but actually had a sort of significance or had impact, and so they work with animals. And again, that's their choice, and it's a very honourable career choice. So, why do you do what you do? Do you know that, or is it because, do you do it because the money's good and then that allows you to live a particular lifestyle that you like? So why do people do what they do? And more importantly, why do I do what I do? Which is, again, quite a searching and probing question if you're struggling on the mental health side of things. So, I've written here, what does success look like to me? I don't really know. But I was thinking about how come some people are lucky, or offers seem to land in their lap all the time. Again, I remember obviously when I first went out to Bahrain, I kept a few things quite close to my chest until I knew I was actually on the island, and I'd started a new position, etc. So I did disclose to some people, but again, people that are close to me and people I chose to share that with. And I had a lot of people messaging me, you lucky bastard, or how have you managed that? That's amazing. Like a lot of people, it's based around luck, like you're really lucky, or good luck and those kind of things. So where do we get to? Offers seem to land in their lap all the time. So one such repeated videos on socials, again from this entrepreneur guy who I've started to follow. Again, all of his content comes up all the time. Where he spoke to two ladies about starting their own business. Simon Squibb, spoke to two ladies about starting their own business, which is nothing out of the ordinary. He does it all the time, and he's trying to empower people to, rather than work for the man or the business or the woman, whatever it is, the company, work for yourself. And, because it's scalable and you can earn what you want, and it's a whole different thing. It's very interesting. I find it interesting. However, he went on to say something so profound that it's impossible not to share this. So I think this is the sort of root of why my brain didn't really switch off. So he's talking to these ladies, and they started their respective businesses during lockdown, and they had because they had some spare time. Okay, so they had more time. So what do you do if you're not working? They started their own business. Whatever, making jewelry or selling products of some sort. So they did that in order to make some extra money, and now they no longer trade. They've shut down the business. They don't do it. So this gentleman, Simon Squibb, said to them that the reason that they stopped, or probably the reason that they stopped, was because the business didn't have enough meaning to them. It's lack of significance and lack of purpose. He said it wasn't important enough to them for them to carry on because it lacked purpose. There you go. He goes on to say that when we have a deep enough purpose, it creates persistence. thus, in order to be lucky, we have persistence with what we do. So it brought me into a complete 360. Why am I seeing the same things on YouTube all the time, the same people, the same conversations? Because it is who I surround myself with and is my purpose. So to feed the ever-changing algorithms of social media, persistence is key. So I must have written it on another note, but effectively, luck is the result of purpose and persistence. Or flip it the other way around, purpose plus persistence equals luck. And I thought that was amazing that, some people are lucky. You can or argue that depending on your perspectives, but also some people, you make your own luck, right? And how do you get lucky? How do you make your own luck? You make your luck by having a strong sense of purpose, and with that sense of purpose comes persistence. Combine the two, your luck is sort of exponential. Like if the job you're doing is really purposeful to you, you will get to work early, you'll finish work late, and all the time you're grinding, you're hustling, and more opportunities, more luck will come your way, and then that could potentially lead into a sort of development of your perceptions of what success looks like, or you could become more successful. So I appreciate it's a bit of a sort of ramble, as they always are with these podcasts, me just talking to my laptop and you amazing people just listening to my inane dribble and thoughts. So yeah, like I said, it's been a tough year, and I thank you guys for supporting the podcast and obviously all the guests, and I feel lucky. Feel privileged to have a network of friends that are of a very, very elite nature in the sporting world, but are also very humble and very willing to share their knowledge with myself and support you guys in terms of personal growth and development. So I sort of finished my note with: be lucky, be persistent, be purposeful. So to sign off the end of 2022, we will get there, if not immediately, eventually. Take care.